to interview Maxie here. Maxie has cerebral palsy. Is that how you say it?
Mhm.
And they told her that she wasn't going to be able to walk, and she walks. And she was also on a ventilator and survived.
Yes, because I was sepsis, because I also don't have a colon.
Wow.
Yeah, so when I was when I was 17, I got diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, and it's basically ulcers in the lining of my colon, like just well, one day it got really bad. And so when I was 23, my doctor, he introduced me to a surgeon who said that he could fix my problem, but he'd have to take out my large intestine. But I'd have to be with the colostomy bag for like 6 months to a year. And so I did that. But in the middle of that, I was getting my associate's degree at the time. And
Wow.
so I had to get out. I had to get out of school. And I remember getting surgery and taking my colon out. And like 2 days later, the surgery that he did, it got infected. And so they had to redo it again, but on the other side of my body. And well, my body didn't like that too much because it sent me into to where my heart was racing for 210 beats per minute while I was sleeping. And the thing is, all I asked them to do when the alarms were beeping was I was like, can you just turn off the alarms so I can go to sleep? And they were like, no, you can't go to sleep. And I was like, why? And they were like, because you might die. And I was like, oh shoot, okay.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I promise you I'm not going to die. I just want to go back to sleep. And so this really nice male nurse, I don't even know what he looked like, to be honest, was like, here, you got to hold my hand, okay? And I was like, all right, whatever you say, homeboy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but here I am, like 23, just doing what I need to do. And then all of a sudden, like, I don't know. I don't know if people believe this or people will think I'm crazy, but I went to heaven for a little bit and then I came back. But heaven is everything that they say it is. I promise.
Wow. That's amazing. I was not expecting to hear that. You haven't shared that part of your story with me.
Nope.
Let's hear as much as we can about that before I ask you all these crazy questions.
No, okay, so I went to, so it was like
And
this feeling
I
of
do
the,
believe you. I do believe you.
yeah. Well, I don't know if anyone else, I don't know, because when
That's
I
okay.
told my,
They don't have to believe you. That's okay.
but I can tell you, I just know what I saw. I can't make that up. Like, I can tell you that when I was transitioning over to the other half where you go, it's not worry. You don't have pain. You don't have fear. You just go. Like, it's just the most smoothest transition thing that you ever felt. And, well, I saw like white, and it was like the way that I can describe it the most is that you just it's like the most beautiful day that you can think of, but like times a million. Like the sun is shining, the wind is blowing, it's not too hot, it's not like anything, it's not raining, it's just perfect when you get there. And I saw that. I saw it. And then out of nowhere I saw a silhouette of a man, which I perceived to be God or Jesus or whatever. But he had a white robe on, and he had like golden brown hair, and the hair was down to here. It was like a crayon, like it was perfect. And he like waved to me like this. And when he waved to me, my heart started racing. Like it went back to normal beats. And then I could hear everybody, like the doctors around me, I could hear them, and they said, oh, the medicine's working, she's coming back. And when I got there, I remember pointing to the sky just like this, and I said, I know it was you, but I won't tell them. And I fell back asleep. But that happened when I was 23. That's just a little bit. Now I'm 30.
I was about to say, how old are you now?
I'm about to be 36 on December 8th.
Wow. So has that changed like your whole life since then?
Actually, I didn't know it then, but the sepsis that I became back in 2022 really changed how I celebrate birthdays. I because the year 32 tried to take me out literally. Like I was fine one day and I worked an 8-hour shift, and the next day I was sepsis. Like I mean, full on ventilator, like gonna die. Like I worked an 8-hour shift the day before, perfectly fine,
Oh
and the
my.
next day I wasn't. The next
So
day I wasn't.
how did you get sepsis again?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows because I was perfectly fine the
So
day before.
so what made you go to the hospital?
Because I don't have a colon, you're supposed to use the restroom numerous times a day, and I hadn't but one time that day. And so at about 7:30 at night, because I had waited long enough, because I'm not one to go to the hospital or take any pain medicine, which is
Oh,
why I didn't go to the hospital with my broken finger, which is still broken here. It's
goodness.
still broken. But I ended up calling the doctor, and the doctor told me to come in because he said you should have been using the restroom all day. So I went, and there were all these people in front of me, but for some reason, within 20 minutes, they got me back there, and they were like, "Yeah, you have a bowel blockage," and I was like, "Well, how? I don't have a colon." So then they admitted me to the hospital, and the next day the doctor came in, and it was, we were doing fine. Like my stomach was getting soft. It wasn't hard anymore. And he was like, "Would you like to go home today or tomorrow?" And for some reason I told him, I told him tomorrow. So when I did, my dad's leaving somewhere, I don't know. But I told him tomorrow, but I'm glad I did because the next 30 minutes, it was like, which I don't eat anymore because I'm scared. I ate a biscuit, one of those, not a biscuit, but those meat patties, those sausage patties for breakfast that you get. I ate it because the nurse told me to. Like the caregiver, the PCA, she told me, "Mama, you have to eat," because I hadn't eaten anything. And I ate it. And when I ate it, it was like I heard my stomach just like I felt like I heard it. And and she was like, and then right when I heard it, I didn't even push the button for the nurse to come. I just screamed out that I was gonna die. I literally was like, "I'm gonna die," and the nurse happened to be walking by, and she was like, "Oh, let's see what's going on in here." So, so she came, and they got the little rolly cart, and I told her all of a sudden that I had to go to the restroom because when that happened, I had an urge to use the restroom. And right when she put me on the toilet, I started passing out, and she touched my stomach, and where it was just soft, it got hard. And then she called my doctor, who was on the same floor in the next room, still visiting another patient. And he was like, "Okay, let's do a CT scan like now." So, um, so he beat me down to the CT scan floor. They rolled me. They didn't even take me out of the bed or anything. And there were all these people in line for the CT scan. And he went in there and he told them she's got to go first. She has to go first. Like everybody else can wait. She has to go. So they did, and I became. I remember crying to my doctor, which I've had since I was 23. I remember crying to him and telling him, "Hey, just in case something happens to me, let my parents know that I love them," because they were at work when all this is happening.
Right.
And I said, "Hey, I think I'm gonna die." And he was like, "No, no, 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 I got you." He was like, "I ain't gonna let nothing happen. I got you. I got you." And like we always fist bump. Me and my doctor, we're tight. We always fist bump. We always do stuff together. Every surgery I've ever had, every time he does something, I'm like, "You ready?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm ready." So we fist bump all the time. Anytime he comes to see me and I'm like, "Sir, I got this," he goes, "Yeah, you got this. Let's do this." So I just seen him like, let me see. I seen him October 22nd, and he did a little checkup on that same little procedure. He said everything's good to go. Everything looks great. Because what happened is the one that he did when I was 23, there was a little big hole in the, not in the pouch, but in the little, it's a little, it just got a little pin size hole, which caused me to be sepsis, which caused me to be in the hospital for 4 months to have to relearn to do everything. And I mean, everything. I couldn't stand up. I couldn't walk. I couldn't talk. I couldn't do anything. It was terrible. I couldn't eat. I couldn't, nothing. I couldn't raise my hand like that. My, when, no,
So
it was
was,
terror.
so was that when they told you weren't going to be able to walk again?
They've been telling me that since I was a little girl. They've been telling my dad that I wasn't gonna walk, talk, do anything since I was a little girl, and I'm about to be 36 years old. They told my dad I wasn't gonna live past 24 hours, and here the hell I am. And I tell you, God, every day, if God, if I say this, I'm gonna say it to you.
Yeah.
If people knew what God could do for them, they would be like me. If you knew what God could do for you, you would be like me. Because people are telling me all the time, how are you so nice and friendly and all the stuff that you've been through and all your resilience and things. Everything you've been through, you're still the nicest person. And I'm like, because like you just gotta know, like I'm always happy. Like I'm a genuine happy person all the time. Even when I go to work and I take calls, because I work a 9 to 5. I still work. I still go to school. I'm working on my master's right now.
What are you
I'm
getting
working
your
on my
master's in?
ABA therapy. So I'm gonna be an autism behavioral analyst.
That's incredible, Maxie. What the heck?
So I'm working on my master's right now, and I am. Bye, Dad.
Next time you need a gun?
No, I'm good.
For sure.
I have a lot of things to throw around here. We're good. I'm good. My parents are leaving, and they don't like to leave me sometimes by myself, but I'm okay. Trust me. But so all of that stuff is just a snippet of what happened to me. I'm okay, and that's the good part, because I'm alive today to tell you. There
Yeah.
are people that they see me and they just see happiness, but you don't know how many times I've laid in ICU and I've asked God to take me because I'm tired, because I'm hurting. I have moments just like everybody else
Yeah.
where I'm tired and my body's tired, and to be honest, to say I'm tired is an understatement. I am I am freaking tired.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why, but the month of October like tried to take me out, bro. And then just when I thought it was over, October 29th happens and the wind picks me up and takes me down and breaks my finger. So I am, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, come on, bro. Like, but you know what? I was still there for Halloween, handing out candy or doing whatever, going to church festival things too, right? Because I do everything, and then so I mean, it's just I'm genuinely like this all the time. It doesn't matter, people. I don't know if you can see them. Let me see. You see my degree?
Yes.
There's one of them. It says cum laude. I mean, even when I was sick, cause is that my other one? Can you see my other one? No. The other one, I have 2 degrees actually. I have an associate's and I have a bachelor's. Okay, so my bachelor's, which what they don't know either, a lot of people don't know, is I had to get out of my bachelor's too when I became sepsis. I had to withdraw, come back, and because I had to get better, like I had to do all the stuff. And I remember the nurse telling me in there that when because one thing about me is I'm not gonna let nothing stop me. Okay, I tried to take that off my face as soon as I woke up. I was like, "Let's do this, honey," and she was like, "Oh, don't pull it," and I was like, "What are you talking about?" She was yelling at me, and I was like, "Get off," and I was like, "Why?" And she was like, "Because you can't breathe on your own," and I was like, "What do you mean I can't breathe on my own? What?" Like, and she was like, "Honey, I'm so glad that you're alive," and I was like, where did y'all think I was going? I was just taking a nap, like literally. And she just started, she was like, and then so I took it off my face. Like a couple hours later, she took it off, and the first things I said was, "I need to call my work, and I need to get my bachelor's degree. Like I need to finish." So she told me that in, what did she tell me? She told me, oh, maybe in 2 or 3 years you'll go back. And I said, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt because you don't know me, but as soon as you let me out of here and I'm better, I'm going back. And she said, okay. And so a year and a half later, in December of 2023, I graduated with the colostomy bag attached to me with honors, despite having to withdraw and miss all those miss some of my stuff, despite having, some of my grades fall because I wasn't in school anymore. I still graduated with university honors, which not a lot of people do, which I didn't know. I thought everybody got honors. But then she was like, no, it's a distinct privilege. And I was like, what? And so I graduated cum laude. And when they said my name, I so you don't know this, I fell on my face getting my bachelor's in front of 700 people. Okay? I fell flat on my fucking face.
It's not funny, but bless your heart.
But it is funny. Because you know what? You can look that shit up on YouTube. It's probably there. Yes, it is. But what's not funny is that I don't have a graduation photo because here's the thing. My fingers were bleeding and my face was bloody and my arms were bloody. Did they bother to clean me up before they snapped my pictures? No. So the one graduation picture I have is the one they took behind this, backstage beforehand. That's the only and only graduation photo that I have. And I'm okay with that. Because guess what? I get a redo once I get a master's. Okay, this time I know not to fall on my face.
Yeah.
But I also think that it was my sister that was in heaven that pushed me down because she's known for that. Okay, when she was alive, she'd be like, can you walk faster? Can you just move? So that was her way of telling me that she was there, and I miss her very much every day. But she's okay. She was a nurse, the best nurse that I know. And let me tell you, you think I'm a strong person? My sister, oh man, she she's the strongest person I know. And I think that I get a lot of my strength from her. Because it sure ain't from my other sister and brother. I'm telling you that right now. It ain't from them. They cry about everything, okay? Well, I love them, but they, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But every now and then, like, I have to tell them, like, hey, you got this, bro. Like, you can do this. And, but yeah, it's just, I've been through quite a bit.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's okay. The good thing is that I'm here to tell you that I'm okay. And even though things are a little bit rougher and things are a little bit harder at times, like for instance, yes, I have cerebral palsy, but I get up and I go to work. I go to school.
Incredible.
I don't have kids, but everyone else around me has kids. So let me just borrow them real quick. I'll give them back. I promise.
That's what
And
I
then
did before I had one.
Yeah, like I don't have no kids, but you know what? I'm also I have a degree in teaching, so if I want to, I can go sub children if I want to or whatever. And if I want my little fix for kids, here you go. But I love kids. I hope one day that God blesses me with kids. But I don't know. I don't know that answer. I don't have a crystal ball, but that's okay. I'm very happy and content with everything. I make very good grades despite the nights I stay up crying, okay? Because it feels frustrating. But it's not a cry because I can't do it. It's because I get frustrated. Because it's like, what people don't know is that I was marked down as special ed in school. I was marked down as I have an IEP, a 504, because I am disabled, because I do walk with crutches and things like that. But you know what?
You graduated
okay.
college with honors.
Yeah,
Maxie.
like
That's
not
incredible,
only did I graduate, but I graduated with honors,
Yes,
despite
that's
being off for a year and a half. And you know what? Matter of fact, that same nurse that told me that it would take me a long time, I saw her the weekend before I graduated and invited her to my graduation for her to come. And I don't know if she showed up or whatever, but if she did, I hope I hope she got to see me, because that's all I ever wanted. I wasn't trying to be ugly or to tell her anything else. disrespectful, but I wanted to tell her, like, I just gave her the benefit of the doubt because she doesn't know me.
Right.
You know what I mean? But even right now, if they were to tell me something else, I I couldn't be more thankful for my life. Like yesterday at work, they had a big board where it says write what you're thankful for. So in big ass letters, I wrote my life literally because I am. Um, I it did, and even this year I became I had a minor bowel blockage, which is means I was showing signs of sepsis again this year. Um, because I have no colon, sometimes things tend to get stuck in the track when you digest. So when that happens, I was showing signs of sepsis again. So of course I went to the doctor, and that same doctor was like, "Okay, let's do this," and there was no surgery required. It actually worked itself out. I was perfectly fine. But when I tell you that man, the doctor that I had now, his name is Dr. Michael Keller. Shout out to that man, because I have literally watched him take out his phone in front of my face and say, call his office and be like, cancel all my appointments for the rest of the day. I have to take care of Maxine. He's literally dropped what he's doing to take care of me. That man operated on me at 4:30 in the morning, and he was supposed to go to Disneyland the next day with his kids. But he said, "Okay, before I go, I want to make sure you're good." So yeah, he took me at 4:30 in the morning, and he operated on me, and I have a big scar on my stomach because of it. I have 17 staples where they showed it. I have scars everywhere. A fact that I'm still getting that part. I'm still getting used to.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you was gonna cry, babe.
Oh no, it's okay. Um, because
Oh. I wish I could hug you.
because my body's not as beautiful as it once was.
Oh, you're beautiful, girl. Don't cry. Oh.
So I just don't like all the scars. Right? That's how I just don't like all the scars. And if you can't tell, I have vitiligo, like the white spots that are on my skin. So
Yeah.
everywhere I have some type of trauma happen to my body, it's white. So all the, like, my appendix, my colon, all that stuff is like my gallbladder tried to take me out this year, bro. Like I literally had to take that out too. But it's okay. I'm fine. Like that's what I'm saying. But the only thing that I'm trying to get used to is how my body looks now. Because before, when I was sepsis, the second, like, before this stuff happened and I became sepsis in 2022, I weighed 115 pounds. I had abs coming through. I was on a dance team for A&M San Antonio, and could nobody tell me nothing. I was the baddest thing walking on the planet.
Incredible. My goodness.
Right, like I was the baddest thing walking on the planet, girl. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing. I didn't know how to wear crop tops and stuff because I don't wear that. I don't wear that stuff, okay? But they were like, you gotta wear this and take a picture. And I was like, I gotta do what? Like, and they're like, yeah, you gotta wear. And I was like, where's the other half of it? I don't have my shirt on. And they're like, no, this is how it goes. And I was like, okay, whatever you say. Like, and then I was like, but I don't do makeup. And they were like, there are people on the dance team that do it for you. But when I tell you I looked like a freaking movie star, and I finally had enough confidence in my body to match it, couldn't nobody tell me nothing, girl. So the thing is, to look at that and see where I am now. I don't weigh that now. I have scars everywhere. But it's okay.
It is okay.
Because I'm at least alive to tell you.
And girl, your soul is more beautiful than most people I know.
But it's hard to tell people, like, really, like how I actually feel, because, like, I smile all the time, but people don't really understand how I look at myself. Like I said, the only thing I'm getting used to is how I look now. Like all the scars and all the things like that, because that's not how I was. I wasn't like that before. So, but it's okay. I still do my daily walks around the block when it's not like dark at 5:30, 6 o'clock. Like, who does that? Like, I'm so sick of this nonsense. Like, I'm tired of that. Like, and then this time change got some type of melatonin in it because it makes me want to go to sleep at like 7 o'clock, and I'm like, what is that? I haven't even eaten dinner yet. Like,
I feel you
but like
there.
that's the only thing that like I struggle with, is to learning to love how I look now. And I'm just like, but I saw pictures of myself the other day and I was like, look at that, who is that girl? And then my friend was like, that's you. And I was like, yeah, before I ate all the Whataburger and stuff. And like, and she was like, you could get there, but it's going to take some time because your body has to, your body, here's the thing, my body never fully recovered from being sepsis. It hurts all the time. It hurts, okay? Right now, for some reason or another, my back and my shoulder ache for no reason at all, and my neck hurts. But I'm okay. I finally took medicine. I've been laying on a heating pad for 2 days, and it doesn't help. And I'm just like, I don't know what's going on, bro, but okay. But I was determined to get my holiday pay at my job, so I had to show up the day before, the shift after. So I got to show up on Tuesday and on Friday, okay? But like, that's just how it works. But yes, you are more than welcome to ask me anything. Anybody can ask me. I don't care.
Now, before you had that experience with God, were you always close with Him before that happened?
No,
No.
I was not. I grew up in a Catholic church, and I was first communion, baptized, confirmation. What's the other one? Oh man, quinceañera, all that stuff, all that shit. I don't know. Okay, I love it. Shout out to everybody. I go to any church. Okay, as long as we're talking about Jesus, I'll go. I don't care if we're talking about. I don't care if you tell me we got to go to church at 7 a.m. Okay, well just let me know because it's gonna take me about like an hour to get up. You know what I mean? If you tell me you want to go to church, I'm down. I'm not tripping. I don't. But I do look at God a lot differently. As a matter of fact, where is my Bible? I have my Bible with me. It stays with me, actually. It's right here. I I actually can understand this Bible. It's like it actually, I can understand the words. Okay, I don't understand why I don't understand any other Bible, but it's like the ones with the red letters confuse me because I feel like God's talking too much and I can't understand. So, like, I finally got a Bible that I understand. But no, I wasn't always as close with God as I am now. And by no means am I a saint and live next door to Jesus. Because my mother is a sailor. And so I have a mouth like her at times. And God knows that. God knows that He created me that way.
Hey, I don't think that having a sailor mouth puts any distance between you and God. As long as you're not being hateful, which I can tell by this period that you're not hateful or derogatory about it. So if you say fuck or shit or ass, I don't think that takes away from your relationship with God.
Yeah, I think that God loves me just the way I am,
And He
and
does.
all of my I just but no, I wasn't always like that. I wasn't always as close with God. I didn't. As a matter of fact, once I got confirmed and confirmation and quinceañera, I had left the church for a long time. And it wasn't until I got sick when I was 17 that my friend brought me back to church. And I was like, okay, let's do this. And so from 17 to 23, I went to church, and then I'd go periodically, and then when I was in 2022, when I became sepsis and I got out of the hospital, I didn't go to church for a long time because I thought that people were going to look at me for not going to church, and they were going to judge me, which I used to go to a church that sounds weird for me. That, yeah, they're a church, but let me tell you, they're some of the most judgmental people that I've ever met in my life. But okay, you know what? You do you, boo. God don't like ugly. That's what I'm gonna tell you.
They are.
But I
I feel like a lot of people use like the church and their religion to like almost like a mask to pretend to be like holier than thou. And
like,
we
yeah,
all
by,
sin, we all
yeah, like, you ain't gonna, like, finally found a church where I go to church, and I can't always go because I work on Sunday, right? But when I go to church with that pastor, got tattoos. That pastor wears J's on his feet. He don't wear no suit. He speaks to me like I'm talking to you. He's cool as shit. His
I
name is
love that.
Pastor Ed Newton, CBC Community Bible Church here in San Antonio. Like, you should watch his stuff. He got 5 services: 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Wait, is it 4 or 2? I don't remember. I think it's 4 or 5, but I can't. I think it's 8, 10, 12, and 2. But yeah, you can watch him, and he's got like 4 or 5 different campuses, and you can watch him across the screens and everything.
So he
I
streams them
promise.
all?
Yeah, he don't miss. You don't miss. I promise you. When I was in the hospital, that man kept me going because he'd be talking and he'd be speaking, and I'd be like, "Come on, Pastor, come on, Pastor," and the people in there would be like, "What are you talking about?" And my dad was like, "Leave her alone. She's getting better," because she wouldn't start like she didn't start like he just knows. My dad just knows when I started getting better. Now, you want to know when I'm really better? When I start singing and I start pulling out my iPad and I pull out my, because I can sing, girl. I just don't tell people. I just don't tell
You
people.
try to
And
sing
so
for us,
when
actually?
you want me to sing for you, maybe one day, not right now, but yes, I have medals for choir and things like that I've been to state for and things like that from high school. I've recorded in a studio before. I've done things, but you just maybe one day we'll
So
just
what was your life like before you got sepsis? Since you said you weren't really too close with God before then, so what exactly can you contribute your resilience to?
I felt my life before I got sepsis, I feel like, was what I thought was perfect because I finally had the body that I was looking for. The I was finally in a relationship, but let me tell you, this relationship was not a good relationship. That man verbally abused me every fucking day of that relationship, okay? He told me that I was a piece of shit and that no one was gonna like me because I had a colostomy bag, and nobody was gonna want a girl that had a colostomy bag attached to them, and that he would tell me that he wishes I would die and shit like that. But guess what? I told him not to look in my inbox because he was gonna get his feelings hurt, homeboy. I said, "You feel bad about you? Don't look in my inbox because you're gonna get your feelings hurt." And he used to tell me, "What does that even mean?" Exactly what I said. I didn't stutter. I did not stutter. That's what that means. But um my life before sepsis was, girl, I was just on the go. I was always about making money. I would work these insane hours. Like, my job would give us like, "Here, pick up a 12-hour shift on top of the shift you just picked up, girl." And they would give us incentives, and they would tell us, "Hey, we'll give you like $6 on top of what you already make for the whole day if you come work the." Could nobody tell me nothing because I was in that thing. Forget about sleep because I didn't know what it was. Okay. But, and I was just, I was basically just spending money on things that I probably shouldn't have spent. Not like drugs or anything, but like why I needed to go buy hotels for a week. I have no idea when I have a nice like, you know what I mean? When I have a house that I could go across, like, you know what I mean? I lived in an apartment with my sister who's now deceased, right? But, you know, it was just different. Like, my life, like, afterwards, it was like my body became weaker. I'm tired. You know, I kind of lost a lot of my confidence because I don't see myself the way I used to. See, before this, I took modeling pictures to show off my vitiligo. And let me tell you, when those went up, ma'am, the amount of people in my inbox No, y'all need to go somewhere because that is a whole catfish. I don't look like that. That's not me. I don't know who that girl is. Okay. I tell people all the time if I put on makeup and I brush my hair and I make it straight, which I will probably do for my birthday. Um, like I got in an Uber and this man was like, "You fine?" And I was like, "No, sir. This is not what I look like. This is a catfish. Goodbye. Please drop me off." No, sir. I don't got time for that.
That's
But yeah, my life was I was always on the go. Well, I'm still always on the go now, but I
were
I
you
was
always
just
this happy? Were
enjoying.
you always this happy and grateful? Like, is that just how you were born?
I've always been so cheery and happy and things, but I look at life differently because my life was almost taken from me. So, for instance, the when I became sepsis, when I tell you I was so happy to celebrate the year 33 making it around the sun, girl, that was the best birthday present and best birthday present and graduation present I could have ever asked myself or that I ever gave myself. And for 6 months, every eighth for 6 months, I celebrated with a cake because I thought I was gonna die. Because I still couldn't believe that it was real. I
You still do that?
I don't anymore, but let me tell you, I do make sure that I set aside the day to celebrate me. I do. I don't work. As a matter of fact, I requested off when they granted it to me, and even if they didn't, I wasn't showing up anyways because I ain't coming. I was just being nice about telling them I'm not coming.
Amen to
I
that.
just the thing is like I I look at my life a lot differently because there are once your life is almost taken from you, Jazz, like you do things differently. You make sure that if you don't tell somebody you love them, you hang up and you call them back. Because for me to tell my doctor, hey, I need you to tell my parents that I think I'm gonna die, so tell them I love them. And my dad and my stepmom, who just left, they're my dad is my whole entire rock. When I tell you my dad is the loudest, proudest parent there, anytime I walk across the stage for any type of honor society, any type of anything, he's still the loudest, proudest parent when he drops me off for work. In the morning, he honks the horn and he's like, "Bye, Maxine, make us proud, okay?" And I'm like, "Why are you spitting at me, bro? Like, why are you?" And when he picks me up, he's like, "Maxine, did you make us proud today, honk honk?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, I just went to work today, like normal." And then, like, but let me tell you, like, I can tell my dad right now, like, he just left, 30 minutes ago to go do whatever, probably to go eat because he's hungry. I could call him back and tell him, "Hey, Dad, my shoulder's really hurting," or something like that. I feel like I need to go to the hospital. That man would drop everything he's doing just to take care of me. My mother, on the other hand, my real mom, she's never been really around. She's some tiny, and that's okay because I love her still the same. I love her even though she she doesn't know how to deal with a person that has a disability. And that's okay because that's what my dad is there for and that's what my stepmom is there for because they are beyond proud of me. Everything I've ever accomplished, my dad tells me all the time, "I'm so proud of you." Like right now, I celebrated my 1 year at my work. Did I get recognition at work? No, but my dad made sure to tell me.
Aw, I love
My
that.
dad is the loudest, proudest, the best father like I could ever ask for. Now everybody has their good and bad sides, so there are things that sometimes me and my dad bump heads about, but that's normal. He's
Yeah.
my dad and I love him. And I just he he is the best. Like when I had a colostomy bag, my dad and my stepmom helped me change my colostomy numerous times a day. You know, if I needed it, or you know, like most people that have colostomies sit at home and they think their life is over. And girl, not me. Mm-mm. Um, excuse me while I get a degree with the colostomy bag on, okay? Excuse me
Amen.
while I walk across that stage getting my, yeah, you know what? Excuse me while I walk across the stage getting my degree with cum laude, okay? Because, what?
With
We ain't doing
what?
that around here. Because what? Like, we're not,
What is the degree?
um, I have an interdisciplinary studies degree, so that's my teaching degree. It's basically just another way of saying teaching. That's all it is.
Gotcha. What is the
It
what
just
is the
means that
K
I,
what is the K word you were saying?
um, it's, because at first I was going for kinesiology, so PE, but I decided to change it to all around teaching. So technically, if I wanted to, I actually have two degrees. I'm dual certified. I have interdisciplinary studies in it's EC through 6, so general studies, and then I'm EC through 12 special ed. So I teach kids that are like me because so many of them tell me, "Oh well, they told me I'm special ed, so I'm not gonna do it." I No, ma'am. Yes, we are because I was special ed. And we're doing it. We're not doing that. We don't do that in my classroom. Well, I can't do it. No, you can't do it yet. You can't do it yet. You're gonna do it, but you maybe you can't do it right now, but you're gonna do it eventually. And let me tell you, you are. I know you are because you can't do it yet. That word at the end makes a whole difference. Like it's just how it works. I I tell my kids all the time.
I love that.
I might not teach anymore all the time, but I see my kids everywhere. Man, I see my kids and they see me. They
So
ran up
did
to me
you
in
teach for a
AAA.
while?
I taught for 2 years. I taught for 2 years teaching in various districts, and I worked in a call center, making all that money at the same time while getting my bachelor's at the same time. All of that.
My goodness, girl.
To say I was tired was an understatement, but that's okay. I got it, and I'm okay, and I'm good.
I love
I
that.
just I just I am. I don't know. People are like, God, I feel like I should be doing more with my life, and I'm like, no, it's okay.
Girl, you're killing it. What?
Like, yeah, I don't know. I
Let
just
me see if there's anything that we haven't talked about.
anything.
What did it take for you to see yourself beyond your diagnosis?
Okay, so my cerebral palsy and my sepsis and things like that, and I went to a summer camp when I was a little girl when I was 10 because of my stepmom. I went to a place called Children's Association for Maximum Potential. It's Camp. It's in Center Point. It's by Kerrville. And I had went there when I was 10, and it was the first time I'd ever been away from my dad. Oh God, that was just terrible because I had never been away from my dad. Like, oh my God, it was terrible. Like I cried for like 30 minutes to the point where they just left my brother there with me so that I wouldn't freak out. They just here we'll go to Walmart up the street and we'll go get him some clothes and a suitcase, and they left my brother there because I was 10-year-old just crying, just crying, and my brother's 8 and he's like, don't cry, we're gonna go home on Friday, but it's not Friday. Like, but over there I saw people that were like me. I saw people that had crutches and G tubes and trachs and everything. And they horseback ride, they swim, we have dances, we have archery, we have nature trail. God, that's fucking hot to be walking. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And I don't even know how we were doing that, but bitch, when I tell you we were fucking just walking and I was fucking dying. Okay? But I did it. That was before I ever became sepsis, or even that was when I had my colon. So here's the thing: everything changed once they took my colon out because I was 23 and they told me, although this would save me, the chances of me having babies would be, what's that word? I guess like rare or very hard for me to have them, because what you're doing is you're around that area of your uterus and your fallopian tubes, and there's going to be a lot of scar tissue that builds up. Well, the more and more scar tissue, the harder it is for me to have a baby. But you don't know whatever God has in store, and I don't have a crystal ball. Okay? So hey, shout out to God if if you decide to bless me, please don't bless me with a girl, because I don't know how to do their hair. I barely do mine. Okay? I don't know how. I'm just going to send it over to your house, and then here, just go. And then you're going to send it back to me because I don't know how to do it.
Getting her hair done. I usually just
Dude,
brush it, put some oil in it, and let it be.
I don't know. But here's the thing. I already know that I cannot do, like the little kids in kindergarten. Miss, can you braid my hair? No, I cannot. You need to go ask the teacher next door. That is not me. I can brush hair, but please go ask the teacher next door, because I don't do none of that. And they're like, Miss, you don't have kids? No, I do not. But I love kids. I just know how to do your hair. But the little boy, Miss, can you spike up my hair? Oh, sure, I can. Give me some gel and I can do a boy's hair, but I don't know what that little girl's pigtail hair looks supposed to look like or anything like that. And I don't want her walking around with lopsided pigtails, so I just don't do it. But I'm good at tying shoes, wiping boogers, wiping tears because they miss their mommy who just dropped them off, and it's a half a day, and we're gonna see them at 2:30 or 12 o'clock. But she was devastated because her mom left her today, and I was like, "Hey, bud, we're gonna hang out today until about 12 o'clock, and then we're all gonna go home." But I'm good at that. I mean, I enjoy what I do. I also love working at my call center that I work at now. It is a little bit hard, not hard, but it can be a little bit frustrating with the type of calls that we get, because some of them you can't help them, because a lot of it has to do with like Social Security and benefits and stuff like that. And it's just, I like helping people. Am this is how I am. This is how I am all the time. Genuinely happy. If I break down and cry and have a moment, it's because I'm having a moment, which I'm allowed to. Before,
Yes,
I used to bottle it. I used to bottle it up. Yes, I used to bottle it up. And even in June this year, I bottled it up so bad it hurt my body. Cause I went into the ER, and that's when she told me I had a minor bowel blockage. And of course, Dr. Keller come to the rescue, and he's like, "Hey, we're gonna do this. Okay, cool." I'm sitting there with the freaking tube in my nose. Girl, that tube and I have a love-hate relationship, but you know what? That's gonna be my best pal if it takes to get better.
Yeah.
But
was there ever a moment where you felt like it was like impossible to feel grateful, and how did you work through that?
I literally, there's a time that I told Dr. Keller and all the nurses around me that I was ready to just go home and die because I was hurting. Because I had been, yeah, I just kept getting, like, they would fix something and they would fix something, and then my body would be like, "Oh, here, she's gonna have like another little infection here." So I'd have a little bit of like, I forgot what they were calling, but they put all these drains on my body. Like I had all these tubes and these drains just hanging out from me, and I hated it. But I remember I was so tired that I told my doctor, I said, "Can I just go home? I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore." I said, "I'm tired of surgery, and I'm tired of tubes. I'm tired of it's called a JP drain. I couldn't think of the word." I said, "I'm tired of JP drains. I just want to go home. And you can't hold me hostage here. You can leave me alone, and I can go home against medical advice." And he said, "But you can't even eat yet." I said, "I don't care. I want to go home. I don't want to stay in here anymore. I've been here for 3 months." At the time, I'd been there for 3 months. I said, "I've been here for 3 months. I just want to go home, and I want to watch Netflix in my own bed. I don't want to be in a hospital anymore. I'm tired. I want to be able to shower. I want to do everything on my own." He said, "But if you go home, you haven't even eaten yet. I can send you home and you're gonna come right back because your body's not gonna have any of the nutrients like that you need. Because I was getting nutrients through IV, which I had a port in my neck, but you can't see the scar anymore. Because I don't like I have veins and stuff, but it's really hard to get all my veins because of the IV. I'm a really hard stick now, and so it's that is the only time that I've ever told my doctor to his face that I was tired and wanted to go home and that I didn't care anymore.
And what
And
got you through that?
I talked to the nurses and the doctors around me. It was really like the nurses there because they became like family to me. They'd taken care of every 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 moment that I had that I was sick, every moment I didn't feel good, every time I had something go on, every time that I told them, "Hey, can I just get up now?" And then, "No, you can't get up." And I'm like, "Why? Y'all don't let me do nothing. Geez, just let me get up. Like I'm tired. I don't want to sit here anymore." And so finally, I kind of just I agreed with my doctor, the one that had been there since I was 23. And I said, "Please just let me go home." He said, "If that's what you want to do, Maxine, I cannot hold you hostage, but you're going to come right here and we're going to have to start the admission process again. And you might not be on the same floor with the same nurses and things like that who don't know you." And I said, "Well, if I said, I'm going to go to sleep. And if I think about it in the morning, um, if I still feel the same way in the morning, then I'm just going to go home. And I don't care what happens to me." And he said, "Okay, I cannot fault you for that." I guess God had other plans because let me tell you, the next day, my body started up. My body started making stomach sounds. My body started, it started to make growl sounds. And that's what you want after you have any type of stomach surgery and stuff like that. Your body, you have to wait for it to start up, basically. You have for it to, you have to wait for it to basically the, to do its thing. But I don't have an off and on switch. I don't know when it's going to do that. So So my body started waking up and it started making bowel sounds and it had growling noises but they were very little, but you know what? They were doing it. And that meant that I was getting better. Did it take me a long time? Absolutely. Did it take me a long time to eat? I think it had been like, I don't know. There's time was like, I don't know, like maybe 3 or 4 months that I had actually had food. But girl, let me tell you, when I got my food, I got my beef jerky. And you know who brought it to me? My dad. Was I supposed to have it? No. But my doctor was like, "Whatever he brings to you, if I don't see it, it's not my business." Okay? I still had a tube in my nose, so everything that I was eating was going up, up the tube anyways. So like it doesn't matter. It was connected to my stomach anyway, so it was going up the tube. So I had to make sure I chewed it really good because when it showed up in the tube, the nurses would be like, "What is that? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, ma'am." So I I literally I I just face it every day. That's it. There used to be a time, Jazz, where I would stand up and my heart would race to like 150 just for standing up because my body wasn't used to it anymore. I remember when I first sat up after being in the same position for 3.5 weeks because I was on a ventilator in the same position. And girl, when I tell you, my bones hurt so bad I cried. And the nurse, I remember, the physical therapist, she told me, "How did you get in here?" And I said, "I walked in the hospital." And she said, "Well, I need you to be able to walk out. So we need to start to try to do better." Okay. And she was very nice about it. But then when I stood up with the nurse and a physical therapist. And this was like after some weeks or whatever. They kept trying, but my body just wasn't ready. And one day, the nurse came on one side and the physical therapist on the other, and she stood me up, and I don't know what it is, but I had an urge to step. And I told them, I said, can I take a step now? And she said, yes. And from then on, I stepped and I was like, okay, it's time for me to walk with the walker now. Can I have it? And they were like, what do you mean? And I was like, I need to walk now. I need to walk because, and they're like, aren't you in pain? Oh, yes, I'm in a lot of pain, but that's what's medicine for. Come on, we can do this. Because the faster I do this, the faster I get out of here. Like, so I used to just walk around my bed and back. That's it. One circle. And then that became too easy for me. And let me go to the door of my hospital room. So I did that and I came back. And then one day I was like, oh, can I go outside my hospital room now? Like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, just little by little, that's what you do.
Yeah.
And they were like,
Do
yeah,
what
you can do it.
until you can do more.
Yeah, like, so I can do more. Like, that's how it worked. And the same physical therapist would come and he would say, you ready? And I'm like, yeah. And some days, even when I was sick and even when I was tired, he would wake me up. Even when I told him, no, I can't do it today, I'm tired. Come on, I think you can. And he would wake me up and we would stand up and I would do it. And man, he was great. They, shout out to the hospital, man. I actually go visit them still because they help me so much.
That's amazing.
It's, I visit them a lot because they, you know, I wouldn't be here without him. I wouldn't be there without them, you know. And even Dr. Keller, my insurance was not going to pay for him for me to see him anymore, and I started crying. So then I became full-time at my job, and so then I got insurance just so I could see him because homeboy, you ain't leaving me. I've been in your life since I was 23. I'm about to be 36 now, homeboy. You don't he don't get to leave. No, he does not. His children, when I met him, his daughter was 4. She's 15 now.
Wow.
So when I tell you that I'm not leaving him. I don't care that I have to pay out of my check every 2 weeks, but I would travel 1,000,000 miles for that man.
Aww.
Just because he is the reason that I am better. And God, of course, because, you know.
Yeah.
I always say that God and Dr. Keller are the reason I'm able to share my journey. And even though it's not always been a happy one, it's been one of strength and resilience and trials and
Yes.
tribulations. And that's okay. That is absolutely okay. Because I will tell you, like I tell everybody else, I was given this mountain to show others it can be moved. Am I tired of moving this mountain? Abso-fucking-lutely. But if I had to do it again,
I'm
I
tired
would do
for
it
you.
again. Okay, exactly. Like my sister, like when I broke my finger, that's still broken here. Like it don't close. My finger don't close. My whole hand don't close no more. Like I've been trying to get it to move, but it barely moves. But at least we're working on it because the other day it was like stiff as fuck. Like it didn't move anywhere. But my sister, who's the nurse, who's the reason I went to the hospital, told me, "Don't worry, this builds character." And I was like, "Shut up, dude. I've been building character my whole life. I'm tired of building character." And she was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, cause she was like, yeah, you definitely. I could see where you're tired because you don't get your strength from me because I ain't the one." But I will tell you that I do look at life a lot differently because I got sick. I look at life as I didn't, not to say that I didn't think life was a blessing before, but I just know that every day I wake up above ground is a good day. Even if my body hurts, like today. My body hurts really bad today. But that's okay. Because I've taken some ibuprofen and hopefully we can get it to go a little bit. You know, I think it's because I slept wrong. I don't know how I slept wrong or what I did, but it's probably because I'm 36 and I'm old. Okay, that's what they tell me. They're like, but like, my birthday's coming up and I plan to make this birthday one of the best birthdays I've had because I'm gonna be 36. Yes, it doesn't make any. Girl, I will not be at work. I don't know what I'm doing. If I
What
have
day
enough
is
funds,
it?
the 8th of December. December
You're a
8th.
Sagittarius.
Yep, December 8th, I will be 36 years old. And pending if I have enough funds or money, then I'll probably get my nails done or whatever. Because these nails have been on my fingers since, let me see, the end of, let me see. I didn't get them in, they weren't in, I already had them on in October. I want to say I got these the end of September. These nails have been on since the beginning of the end of September, and we're in November.
Girl, they're hanging on.
Girl, look, I have no idea why they don't even lift. They don't do nothing. But it's probably because I don't mess with them. I just do what I need to do, wash my hands and things like that. But yeah, I I just look at life differently, and that's why I always tell people, I don't care how mad at you are a person, or if you don't have agreements with somebody, make up, because you don't know what could happen
Yeah.
the next day. Because when I tell you, Jazz, I was fine. Fine. I was perfectly fine the day before I ever became sepsis. I was fine. I didn't do anything out of the ordinary at all.
It's so
Nothing.
insane. So
Like,
what's next for you, Maxie?
oh, well, let's see. I'm going to.
Did you say you already had your master's degree, or that's what you're working
No,
on?
I am working on that. I have to see if as a matter of fact, I put in to get into the master's program. So I have to see if I'm gonna get in, which they told me I probably will, because I'm
Yeah.
going to A&M San Antonio again. Because like, why would I not go there? I already graduated from there, so I might as well just continue going there.
Yeah.
One day I hope to be a doctor of education. Someday.
I love that.
Because how cool does this sound? This sound, Dr. Maxine, like with all these initials behind my
Phenomenal.
name. Like how does that sound? That sounds so cool.
That sounds
So I just
phenomenal, especially considering your background and what you deal
thank
with
you.
on a
Somebody
daily
said happy
basis.
early birthday. Thank you so much.
Yes. I was gonna ask.
Thank
I didn't
you.
know if you could see the comments or not.
I can see it says y'all outfits are cute, and then let me see. Uh-huh. Someone says they believe me too about seeing God. But yes, what's next for me? I'm gonna hopefully get into getting my master's, and then I'm gonna finish thought. Oh my god, I'm not looking forward to crying nights and doing all the stuff, but you know what? I can cry now because I'm gonna get that degree later. That's okay. I can dry
Hey,
up
I
those
got my
tears.
associate's degree. I cried through the whole thing, so I feel you.
You know what? To be honest with you, I'll tell you the honest truth. Getting my associates was so much harder than getting my bachelor's. I have no idea why.
Really?
Yeah,
I
getting
can
getting my bachelor's was so much easier. I was like, I
I
don't
can
know what
see
to
that.
do.
I think I need like 20 more credits to get my bachelor's. I didn't want to get any more debt, so I stopped going, but I think I can see that. It was easier.
Shout out to my dad for paying for every single college class I've ever had. I have no debt because of my father.
That's
I tell you,
amazing.
my dad has never let me down. When I tell my dad I need $200 because this is what cost. Okay, without a question. Oh, I need this because this is what happens. This is how much it is for me to go to school. Okay. And I don't have educational debt at all. There's nothing. Nothing.
That's
I don't have
amazing.
loans. I don't have none of that. And, I've had a few people along the way that have been like, a few people from, school that I met along the way that have literally told me, come on, you can do this. Like, for instance, when I was going back to get my degree, the second time after I got better from being in sepsis and things like that, I have this one friend who I'm still friends with today. She took me to re-register.
Hi, baby girl.
I can't say baby.
Hi, baby.
Hi.
Can you say hi? She
I
just
can't
woke up from her
see
nap.
her.
Yeah, she just.
Oh, was it a good nap?
Did you have a good nap? Yeah. You go potty?
Oh,
Mommy's
she's
gonna
so
wrap.
cute.
Mommy's gonna wrap up here, and then we're gonna go to grandma's. Okay? Okay.
Yeah. But yes, my one friend is the one who bought me the frame to go. That's not that. That was my associates, but the one that's back there. If I can move my big head, the one that's back there. My friend bought me that as a graduation gift. I didn't know that's what it was gonna be. But here's the thing: I was just gonna take my degree to a framing shop, and I was gonna get it framed like that. And one day we were in the bookstore, and she was like, if you had a frame to choose, what would you choose?" And I told her I'd choose this one. And so she bought it for me, and then she goes, "Okay, I'm gonna buy it, but you have to fill it, okay? That means you have to go." And so she bought it, and every time I would do my bachelor's and I would have trouble and I would cry about things, I would look over and it'd be in my room, and I'm like, I have to fill it. Like, I have to fill it. She told me I had to fill it. So that's what I did. And she's actually graduating with her master's in December of this year. So next month. And she said, "Come on, friend, it's your turn." I was like, I'm going. I'll be there. I'll be there. And so I just I just want to inspire people. I like to be the light of other people, even if I myself is not having the best day. I like to let everybody know that you can do it.
Well, I am definitely inspired. I am definitely going to be increasing my gratitude and my attitude towards life. So thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. I've got to wrap up and go be a mom now. But again, thank you so much.
Yes,
for sharing.
have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, you too. You have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you for sharing your story. You keep being amazing. I would love if you made some content about this. I love your attitude. I love your spirit.
Girl, all right, look, you can look. I will make content if you show me how to do it. Because, girl, did you see how long it took me to get on this stuff?
Girl, it didn't take you long at all. But yeah, if you need help or any questions, I'll help you the best I can from over here.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you ain't that far from me, friend. I could just take a Greyhound to see you one day. I hop on Greyhounds, girl. I hopped on Greyhounds with a colostomy bag and everything. I went swimming with that thing.
Yes, I would love
I
to
did
meet
everything.
you.
Duh. I hopped on I'm only in San Antonio. I'm not far from you.
Girl, that's like 6 hours from me.
Nah, you ain't far. You ain't
San
far, trust
Antonio's
me.
like 6 or 7 hours from me.
Where are you at?
I'm like an hour and a half east of Dallas.
Girl, you ain't far, trust me.
All right, well, I've got to go, but thank you so much for your story. And you
You're
keep being
more than
inspiring and
welcome.
keep being resilient. You're amazing and incredible. And thank you again.
Oh, well, thank you. You're welcome.
You say happy Thanksgiving, Maxie? She like mumbled it. She's like being shy.
Yeah, I heard. I speak mumble. I'm a teacher, remember?
Yes, ma'am.
I
All
also
right,
speak a mouthful and crying all these tears that I don't understand what you're saying.
Gotcha.
But bye. You guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too. Bye. See you later.
Bye. Bye.
Y'all remember, no matter what you're going through, you can overcome it. There are no such thing as excuses. You can do whatever you put your mind to. Maxie here is proof of that. She's incredible. You can be incredible. We can all be incredible.
I promise you're more than welcome to follow me. If you would like more content, just let me know. You're more than welcome to
I
message
want
me
some more
anytime.
content, Maxie. I love you.
Oh, good Lord. You're welcome to message
especially
me
when
at
you
any
start
time.
going back to getting your master's degree. I want to follow your journey. So.
Oh, goodness. Okay. I will definitely.
All right.
Yes, but anyone is welcome to message me, and I am always awake. I never sleep for some reason. I don't know what happens. But you have a happy Thanksgiving. I can't wait to hop back on your live.
Thank you. I'll be back
When you do your
tomorrow.
models. Yes. Okay. I love you.
Love you too. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, you're so sweet, Lamb.
Bye. Love you.